What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of After Credits. I am Liam, that's Daniel, that's Steven, and we are here with the review of the new film Blade Runner 2049, the sequel to the 1982 classic masterpiece Blade Runner. This one is directed by Denis Villeneuve, stars Harrison Ford, Ryan Gosling, Jared Leto, Robin Wright, Ana de Armas. And we have a unique review here because we are coming at this film from three different perspectives. I love the original Blade Runner. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's a masterpiece. I've seen it several times. Daniel's never seen it because he's an asshole. And Steven,
TLDS.
And Steven, I just showed it to him yesterday. So he has got it like fresh in his mind. This is the best movie of the year.
I'm really happy for you.
Oh my god.
Daniel, what?
I don't remember anything about this movie. This movie did absolutely dick for me.
Is this because you were fucked up watching the movie?
No. I deliberately was excited for this. The neon, I love the trailer, everybody involved is cool.
You're
I got
such an
stoned,
asshole.
I drank gin before this,
That's
I
why.
sat down.
Context.
I sat down and I'm ready and I'm watching the trailers, and then as soon as the movie starts, I just get sober. I just get sober and I sit there and I sit there. I swear to God I didn't fall asleep, but by the time this movie ended, this movie's 2 hours and 46 minutes long. I thought I was in there for 2 hours because nothing happened.
The credits were only 2 hours in, and there was a 45-minute after credit.
Maybe there is.
There's a post-credit scene. Maybe if you'd watched the original movie that this is a sequel to,
Yeah,
that probably would have helped
that you
watching the
missed.
second one.
They give you like a little explanation of what replicants are and what has happened. I'm like, okay, cool. This is our recap.
It's adding new information, like on the basis that you already are aware of Blade Runner 1 and you know what happened in Blade Runner 1. I'm sorry, it's a sequel to a movie. You should have seen the first one.
But sequels need to stand on their own. and
Okay,
this one just
if
bored
you
the shit out of
went
me.
to Empire Strikes Back, you wouldn't have understood a lot of the stuff because you hadn't seen Star Wars.
But I can still enjoy Empire Strikes Back as a sci-fi action adventure movie, regardless of whether if I saw Star Wars.
I
movie or
honestly
not.
have no idea where you're coming from. I mean, if you are somebody who likes Geostorm and Suicide Squad, maybe this movie isn't for you. But I thought this movie was fucking fantastic. But before we go any further, spoiler alert.
You didn't even say what the fucking movie's about.
Apparently, in all like the press screenings and everything, like they were very deliberate on like don't reveal like anything about the movie because there's literally like something I didn't know about the movie in the very first scene.
This is the same fucking studio excuse that Mother did. Like, everybody's like, oh, don't talk about Mother. Go out and see it. It's a fucking marketing jib, man. Is it really that hard to explain what this fucking movie's
No,
about?
because I like not knowing anything about the movie. Because there was a really cool moment in the first scene.
One trailer and tell you, Ryan Gosling's a cop. He's got to figure out some questions about shit.
If you haven't,
He finds Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford tells him there's shit you need to know. And they team up in order to like find out some shit about what their tyrannical rule they live under Jared Leto's shit.
Yeah,
point-
Jared Leto's
the
Jared
point
Leto's
is,
the bad guy.
if you haven't seen this movie, scroll the time code right here. You got our final thoughts and scores out of 6 stars. But if you have seen the movie, or if you just don't give a shit about spoilers, continue watching on.
What fucking context did I miss from Blade Runner 1 that I couldn't get from here?
Harrison Ford bangs this replicant.
Okay, I could figure that out.
They reveal that the company in Blade Runner 1 is no longer producing replicants.
Yeah, I can read
That
that.
there are different models of replicants. So there's the replicants in the first Blade Runner, and those are all still being retired. The thing that was a plot twist is you don't know that Ryan Gosling is a replicant until the
for
first scene of the movie.
Christ's sake. Are you serious? You didn't take one look at that fucking trailer. I told you this. You didn't take one look at that fucking trailer and just go, he's a replicant.
No, because
It's an obvious plot twist. The way he acts, he doesn't act human.
that's the whole thing about the movie is you don't know which characters are replicant or not. What I loved about this movie is they still don't address whether or not Harrison Ford is a replicant. Villeneuve clearly wanted to be more not as clear about it, and Ridley Scott, as you well known, really wants Harrison Ford to be a replicant, which is stupid, but that's a discussion about the whole first Blade Runner movie. Ryan Gosling's is part of this new series of models. And so basically everything that they're talking about is relating to the end of the first Blade Runner, which I'm going to spoil for you. Harrison Ford is hunting down these replicants. One of the ones he's supposed to kill is Sean Young's character. He decides not to kill her, and like that's what makes the first Blade Runner so special, is that it's like, ironically, he is a human or whatever, and he's learning to be human through a relationship with a replicant, and that's like the whole irony. That's the whole thing about humanity that works in the first movie, and then at the end of the movie, you know, you assume that she dies, but you find out that she does in this movie because she's a replicant, and the replicants have a certain
lifespan.
Right.
It didn't take long for me to figure out that the lady with black hair was Harrison Ford's love interest, a replicant from the first movie. All this plot shit that you're pulling out is not hard to decipher.
I agree. There's a lot of plots to it, but seeing the first movie, there's so many things that connect to the first movie, like visual cues, music cues. There's shots that are like almost identical to the first one, and it's, you know, it's so well done how they do that.
Like the pyramids.
This movie could have been our version of the future, but it's not. It's building off of like the analog version of the future they had in 1982, and it's like, okay, what if the world it's that world, but 30 years later? It was so cool how they did it.
Except for Ana de Armas's character, who's basically playing Scarlett Johansson from Her.
Yeah.
For a replicant, that digital companion is better for him than a potential flesh and blood.
I just want to say that Ana de Armas is so fucking hot. You have like the hottest chick in the world in this movie, and the hottest dude in this movie, and then they fuck in like a weird thing. I would have a three-way with Ana de Armas and Ryan Gosling. I could just be in there watching.
See, Ryan Gosling in this one reminds me of what he was doing in Drive.
Yeah.
Drive is a better movie than this, but Gosling he is damn good. And I guess it's because I expect Ryan Gosling to play a replicant. Because he can totally do it.
Well, the thing that I loved about his performance, the last three fucking Ryan Gosling movies I saw were Big Short, Nice Guys, and La La Land, where he's like this fun, energetic guy. In this movie, he's subdued, he's subtle, but he has emotion. And like that scene when he breaks down when he's talking to what is revealed to be Harrison Ford's real daughter, it's just it's a fucking really emotional scene. And that's, for me, why I might say that I like this one more than the original, is because like the original, they had some great emotional moments, but like I was tearing up at the end of the movie. Just the connection that Harrison Ford had with his daughter, and the fact that he had sacrificed so much, and that he was willing to totally, you know, walk away from her just to protect her, but he had that moment with her. It's really, really powerful stuff. And it's a great sequel, but I feel like it forges its own identity. It has its own unique style to it, and yeah.
I guess that's unfortunate that this one really only works if you've seen the first one. Because there are sequels that do work really well, that are emotional in their own regards. Because if I take Rick Deckard from this movie and this movie alone, it reminds me of like Bruce Willis in the later Die Hards. There's really nothing to him besides just the little snippets that you get. You've got a good performance from Harrison Ford, but I'm talking about the character here. There's not a lot to chew on other than, oh, we're going to tie this because the first movie gives you that emotion, when the second one should have just built it up for itself. Like Last Crusade. You love Indy from that point on, but like they bring in Sean Connery and they bring in that dynamic. But in and of itself, even if you've never seen another Indiana Jones film, is incredibly strong. Here it's just like Harrison Ford's like, we were being hunted, and Ryan Gosling's like, I need to ask questions. Pause. Ask a question. Spouting trailer lines at each other, and ultimately what this revolves to is just kind of nothing. Like, what the fuck was Jared Leto doing in this movie? Like, why was he here?
He's the creator of the replicants, and you get the moment when people get to meet their creator, which is like this sort of horrifying and shocking moment. It's the moment people always, you know, dream about having. The moment that they have it, it's like, you know, it's like, where do you go from here? How are you supposed to approach that? It's like the biggest questions ever. The movie sort of addresses it through this idea about humans becoming creators in this way.
Jared Leto gave a strong performance. He's not in the movie a ton.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Jared Leto looked like he was huffing paint. Jared Leto was playing Jared Leto.
Yeah, Jared Leto just...
Jared Leto was playing the guy who writes the lyrics for 30 Seconds to Mars. When he writes the lyrics for that shit, it's just ethereal nonsense that doesn't mean anything, and it has this holier-than-thou
It's
attitude.
like, he's like a pretentious dude. That's the character, and that's Jared Leto, so it's fucking brilliant casting.
But it's boring because it's Jared Leto. If it were anybody else, maybe you could have gotten that to work. Like David Bowie, I believe, would have been God. Jared Leto, I just believe, is a fucking New York hipster with a shitty beard.
See, but I like that. I like the fact that it's just like, at the end of the day, he's just a dude who's built this idea of himself.
His name is Wallace, so he invented the farming shit in 2020 and saved everybody. And then in order to, have slaves, he found Tyrell's blueprints for replicants, and then made his own. For a second, I thought the main bad woman villain, the head honcho replicant, I thought they were gonna pull the thing where like she was Ryan Gosling's sister and Harrison Ford's daughter.
Whenever I was watching the final end scene, I got like a Terminator 3 vibe.
Oh,
from
I
it.
did.
I was like, this is like T-1000 versus T. What was she?
She was just the tea with like liquid.
Yeah, she was,
like
no, she wasn't liquid.
shit.
She was just
well, she had like liquid
yeah,
metal
she
on
was
top
like
of stuff.
weird liquid.
Oh, that ending
metal
fight was so cool. Like, I haven't been on the edge of my seat in a movie in like a long time. Like, as much as I was in that scene. Like, that whole scene where Harrison Ford's like almost drowning and they're fighting.
That shit looked hilarious. He's in a ship trapped, and they're on this planet or whatever, wherever the water's rising. He's just sitting there in chains like, "Rrr, rrr," and then Ryan Gosling and this chick are just kind of like thrusting and yelling in water. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Just do something.
I thought it looked
And
fantastic.
seriously,
it was
when that fucking happens, the movie's over. I don't know if I missed something. I don't think I did, because I kept my eyes awake and I was watching the movie and I was watching it develop. It's just, at the end of the day, the only reason you watch this movie is to find out that Harrison Ford and Rachel had a daughter.
Yeah, I think this kind of sets up for like another movie.
I don't.
But the ending
I
was
could see
so
that.
fast. The
I don't
ending was so
think I need to see
Honestly,
another
he
movie.
Well, like Blade Runner Revolution.
I read that like some of the stuff wasn't like visual effects. It was like an actual hologram that they made. Like this, like the part near the end where there's like giant pink naked Artemis that's like projected up there. I think
That was fucking cool.
that was like a real hologram that they did. That wasn't like that's not visual effects.
Alright, can we get some obvious statements out of the way?
There were a lot of
Roger Deakins wins the Oscar.
Yes, Roger Deakins is
Yeah.
probably the greatest cinematographer working today.
Yeah.
I mean Lebowski's pretty great, but Deakins is this movie just like it's one of those movies that like I just imagine like the one perfect shot Twitter just cumming their jeans watching this entire movie. Every single shot in this movie just looks like fucking amazing.
Yeah.
The like overskill, the
color.
farms.
Yeah,
The,
like, I
like,
love that. I
suburbs.
love that shot of Gosling walking up
you're-
to Harrison Ford. It's
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
But
If you
even if-
have OCD, this movie is your cocaine. You'll love
Yeah.
it.
It's so
also
cool.
epilepsy warning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
legitimate epilepsy warning.
Yeah. What did you guys think of the score? I really
hate
liked
it.
it.
That was so obnoxious that it distracted a lot from.
I
the
thought it was.
emotion.
I thought it was fucking cool. I don't know if it was the theater that was showing it. It seemed really loud, but I liked
It
that.
was really loud.
I don't know if that was the sound mixing or the theater itself, but I liked it. I was totally into it. Like I was
Yeah.
saying before when you were in the car, like I was just in this movie the whole time. Like usually I kind of look over and see if like people are reacting to it. I don't know if you guys saw this, but like when I was getting up, like at the end of the movie, like so we're sitting like here. There's like four of us, and there's like one dude who bought a seat at the very end. And, like as I'm getting up to like leave the theater, I like look over to him. He's just like, I'm like, I like the movie too, man, but like you can get up. He's like, welcome back to our non-spoiler thoughts. Scores out of 6 stars for Blade Runner 2049. Steven, would you like to go first?
Did you fucking take something? Why are you so like? You almost did the "What is love" dance.
In the cut, he
the-
snorted a line of cocaine.
I was about to say you look like
He's
Crispin
ready to
Glover in
fucking
Friday
go.
13th Thor. I think that's your dad. You know the part where I'm talking about where he goes like. You know what he's supposed to be dancing to?
What?
Back in Black. Steven.
All right,
Person to this
I'm
one.
gonna go with a 4.5 out of 6. The ending ended way too sudden, and I was just like, no, this needs to like end now. They need to pull like a World War Z ending and just be like replicants versus humans.
Harrison Ford fucking pulls out a Pepsi can. There's good ideas in here. I kind of know what you're going for. This movie's questioning a lot about reality and artificial intelligence. How do you determine the split between human and AI? Is there a split at all? There's decent performances here. I actually really like the woman that plays the evil lady hench woman. I thought that performance was really intense.
I thought.
Like, I'm not gonna
Great
forget
job.
that lady.
I thought Ana de Armas was the standout of the female characters.
I like her a lot, but I think I like the character more than her performance. But like that lady, I don't know if it's maybe her face. I don't know if it's just the intensity she brought to it or the makeup or something like that. But she really sold me on this. I didn't really feel anything, so I'm gonna do a 3.
I thought this was the best movie of the year. What it means to be human. How do we define humanity? What does it mean to meet your creator? What are you going to sacrifice for your children? It's all the biggest questions you could ever imagine. And it's just this beautiful sci-fi noir thriller. The entire cast in this movie, I thought, like, Robin Wright we didn't talk about. I thought she was really good. Every frame is just stunning. And it's a movie you want to see with, like, the best, screen available. I kind of wish we'd seen this in XD. Fucking 3 hours long, and it kept my attention for the entire runtime. It takes the story to the next level, and it draws on the original. And in my opinion, this is the first time seeing this, and I've seen the original several times. This might be better than the original because I think that they're both like immaculately made movies, but this moved me in a way that I wasn't prepared for it to do. So 6 stars, 6 out of 6. So if you like this video, please click the like button right here. Also make sure to subscribe to be the first to know whenever we have new content. Also click that bell icon to be notified whenever we have a new video. We got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Not next week, and the weekend after that, the Angelica's getting the Florida project, which I really want to see.
Oh, that one's gonna be great. We just filmed the What's Your Point. The last episode was talking about my bias against Netflix. Now, another one that I want to do is talk about pet peeves we have in movies.
Oh, I don't.
Don't. I think we have the similar ones.
I think we talked about.
Don't
this.
spoil the goods, but I want to get
know what
everybody
it
to
is. Click this video right here.
Viewer's choice, we still got to get on that. Raponio, I need to grab people. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to sequester my wife and we're just going to do it ourselves. Fucking viewer's choice is all like, oh, the viewers choose what we watch. Like, be a man, suck it up.
Watch.
God damn you piece of shit.
Geostorm, which is the only movie we need.
That matters, yeah.